You ready, Mr. Panda? Ooh, it's not going to get annoying in the slightest. Hi guys and welcome back. So I'm very excited about today's video. I'm in the nursery and it's been painted. It's very, very exciting, and I'm very aware that my dress is kind of blending into the walls a bit. I did a recent H&M purchase and apparently I was trying to match the nursery and everything I ordered, and I didn't quite realise it at the time. That video is coming next week. But yes, I'm very excited because of that, but I'm also very excited because I've wanted to film this video for a while. It's one of those that, like, whenever it comes up on my feed, I'm like, click, must watch. And it is the baby names that I love but won't be using video. So I just love these videos. I love seeing people's like different rationales for the names, like why they love them but why they won't be using them. I love the ones where it's like the mum and dad together and they're like bickering slightly. I just feel like those are quite fun. I would have had Adam do this with me, but he's not very comfortable in front of the camera, so fair enough, not going to force him to do that. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to go through 5 girls' names, 5 boys' names. We don't know what we're having. We don't know if this is a little boy or a little girl, which I know I've said before, but just in case you haven't seen any of my other pregnancy videos, we don't know. We do have a name for each picked out, which isn't going to be in this video. We're keeping those separate, although if you know us, you already know what they are, but if you don't know us, then you know. So yeah, the names that we're going through are the other names that like we do really like, but we're not going to be using this time. We may decide to use them again in the future, we may not, but I'll go through all of those. So I've got 5 of each, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Let me know which one of your names is your favourite below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and yeah, let's talk about some names. I find it hard enough to name cuddly toys, let alone a physical child. But there you go. Okay, so I'm going to start with the girl's name. So the girl's name that we do have, we had thought about it a long time ago, and it was a front runner for a while, and then another name took over, and then as soon as I got pregnant I was like, no, I want to go back to that name. So that's the name that we do have, and it is very much set, I would say. Unless I decide to do a Rachel from Friends and be like, that's not her name, I want to change it all at the last minute, which I wouldn't put past me, but I'm hoping not, because I do really love the name that we've chosen. But there are some other names. I found it quite easy to pick girls' names that I liked. We both did actually. We both, when we went and wrote like a list down, even though we had our names, we were like, we still want to go through and write like a list of names down just to see if there's anything that we prefer. We just want to like cover all bases and make sure, and we both found it a lot easier to pick girls' names than boys' names, which I found quite surprising for Adam, but yeah. Anyway, the girls' names. So the first name, and this is the one that was winning for probably the last 2 years, all throughout treatment it was going to be this name, and then as soon as I got pregnant I was like, that's not her name, it's not her name. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, it's just not the name, I don't want it anymore. And that is Evie. It is such a pretty name, and I have loved it for so long. And I think just before we got married is when we came up with the name, because it actually came from Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie, our table names at our wedding were Pokemon names, and like we said as a joke, oh, let's see if there's anything that could be a baby name in here. And we both came across Evie and we were like, oh, we actually really like that. We disagree a lot on how we should spell it. He wants to spell it exactly like the Pokemon, I do not. But yeah, it was Evie for a very, very long time. It would have been Evie May Sage. Any girl name, by the way, would have to have May as the middle name. I know it's very popular now, but that is my middle name, and it was my great nan's middle name, so it's like a family thing for me. So yeah, any girl's name has to have May in the middle, so Evie May would have been just so pretty. However, over the last couple of years there have been so many Evies born. Like, I swear, every time I look at my Facebook and there's a girl born, she's called Evie, and I'm like, stop it. And my manager at my old job, I left 3 years ago now, but I was actually on maternity when I left, and she had a little girl and she called her Evie, and I was like, I can't believe you've done that, because she did also know the name that I liked, which was Evie May. So that was one of those things that I was like, oh, I can't believe you've just done that. So for me, it's just so popular now that And to be fair, the names that we have picked are very standard popular names, but Evie is just like a very kind of trendy name right now, and I was like, I didn't want to go for something that like everybody would have at that time. And also, I just couldn't picture an adult Evie in my head. I was just like, Evie as like a little girl is so cute, but when she like grows up, maybe she'd shorten it to Eve, and I wasn't as much of a fan of Eve as I am Evie. So I was just like, the more I thought about it, no, I prefer this other name. So we've come back for the other name. You never know, we may go back to Evie. It would not surprise me at all if we go back to Evie at some point. Say we have a girl now and then we have a second girl, that might be Evie. We always said that if we had twins, because obviously we had IVF, so that was increased. If we had twin girls, then it would have been the name we've chosen, and Evie would be the second one. But we might come back to it, I don't know. But it is a very pretty name. I do still really love it. I'm just kind of put off by how many there are now. So yeah. So the second name is Emily. So Emily May is a name that I have had for a very long time. This was actually my great nan's name. Her name was Emily May, and I've always loved it, and it's just been a name that I fell in love with very early on in my life, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call my girl Emily May because it's really cute, and it is really cute. Adam is not as keen on Emily as he is the name that we have chosen. He does like it, but he's not as keen. But also, one of my close friends, she had a little girl 3 years ago now. Yeah, she had her just after we got married, and she called her Emily. So I kind of feel like I still could definitely like have Emily, and she would have Emily because, you know, the situations and the years apart and everything, and she's like, no, you can still have Emily, you can still have it. And she spelled it in like a French way rather than the traditional English way, because her partner is French reunion husband. But for me, in my head, I'm like, no, I'm kind of moved on now. I do still love the name. It's such a cute name. Emily is really sweet. But for me, I'm like, no, she's got Emily. Emily is hers. That's fine. Move on to another name. Cool. Nobody else steal my new name. Nobody take my new name. And like when I was trying for a baby, everybody was like, nobody have Evie because Lisa will kill you. And then I'm not even using Evie. And I was like, Lisa. I was like, I'm sorry. Changed my mind. But yeah, Emily May is something that was like, it was a family name, so it was just really cute, and it really meant something to me, and I know it meant something to like my mum, because my mum was really close to my great nan. But unfortunately it's not going to be. But Emily is a very cute name, and I do still really like it. Okay, number 3 is a newer one, and actually I thought of this one in February. We were in Copenhagen and we were going through like baby names with Adam's parents, and this one came up on the list, and I was like, oh, I actually really like it. We were going through Adam's parents, and we're surprised you haven't picked a name from Harry Potter, because we both love Harry Potter. And I was like, there isn't really anything that like jumps out. I'm not going to call like my daughter Hermione. I was like, I can't call my son Harry because I told my best friend to call our cat that after Harry Potter, and she did, so that would just be a bit weird now. But, and then I was like, I mean, I can't call her Luna, and then went, oh, actually, I really like Luna. Luna for me is a really cute little girl's name, and I was just like, oh, I really like Luna now, and I keep coming back to it in my mind like, Luna's really cute. Luna May is really sweet, and I was like, oh, I really like that. And I was surprised at how much I liked it after I said it. I was like, oh. However, there are a couple of things that put me off. First of all, it is now, for 2020, it's the most popular girl's name so far this year. So I was like, right, okay, fine. Second of all, my mum went, yeah, but everybody's going to call her Loony Luna out from Harry Potter, or like something. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about that. So I was like, yeah, I can't really do that. I feel like that would be slightly torturous to my child. A bit mean. My cousin's dog is called Luna. So again, it's one of those things that would kind of remind me of that. And also, I just can't see a grown-up Luna. I can see a little baby girl Luna, a little like toddler girl Luna, or like just like a little child Luna. I can't see a grown-up Luna. So it is a lovely name. It's so cute, and I definitely understand why more people are going for it, but for me there's just too many things against it. But it is very cute. You never know, maybe when we get a dog I'll call her Luna. Another girl's name that I absolutely love and I think it's so pretty is Isla. So Isla May. It's just really pretty, but at the same time when I say Isla May it makes it sound like Isle of Wight or Isle of Man or something like that. And that's the first time I've heard it and now I'm like, that's all I can hear now, so definitely not Isla. It's a very, very cute name. We've both said we do think it's very cute. It was on both of our lists actually. We were like, oh, we both really like that name. It's really sweet. It's very, very pretty. It's quite short. We like quite short names. Like we're both Lisa and Adam, so we're both very quite, we're only 4 letters. We're a 4-letter couple. Having said that, the girl's name we've chosen isn't 4 letters, it's longer, but it is still only 2 syllables. So we do like our kind of like shorter names. And Isla is very, very cute and it's a very, very pretty name. Now I've said like Isle of May, it's just not going to work for me, but also my husband has had the biggest crush on Isla Fisher for ever since I've known him. So he kind of feels like it might be slightly wrong to then name his daughter after somebody he has a crush on. And very, very much agree with that. So it is a very, very pretty name. We just don't like it as much as the name that we have chosen, and there's also those pieces, but Isla is such a pretty name and I can see a baby Isla, I can see a grown-up Isla. Like it would have been like the perfect name. It would have been so cute and it's not something that I see like a lot of people calling their name kids and stuff, so it would have been a very, very cute one, but yeah, not for us. Last girl's name. So when I was younger, I always wanted to call my little girl Belle from Beauty and the Beast. It is just a very, very pretty name and it is my favourite film of all time. And Adam's like, we are not naming our daughter after a Disney character, which I think is slightly unfair considering he wanted to name her after a Pokemon character. But there you go, swings and roundabouts. So yeah, I always really liked the name Belle, but I wanted it to be short for Isabel, or I really liked Bella, which would have been short for Isabella. So I really liked the full names, like Isabella and Isabella. Adam's not as keen on those. He prefers like the shorter Bella or Belle, but he's also like, Bella just makes him think of Twilight, Belle just makes him think of Beauty and the Beast, so he's like, it's not happening. Not really. But my older brother's partner is called Isabel. Yeah, Isabel, so she's Izzy for short. And then my younger brother, his partner has a daughter called Isabella, who is Isabella. So we're like, we can't add any more. We can't add any more of those names to our family. There's just too many already. It's already too confusing. They are very, very pretty names. I still love them and I'm still holding out hope that one day he will let me call my daughter Belle, but I don't think that's going to happen. But it's Belle has always been like up at the top of my list. Like, it wouldn't have gone with May. Belle May doesn't go, so I would have needed a different middle name. But I was happy to sacrifice that for Belle. But apparently not. It's not to be. It's not to be. Okay, moving on to boys' names. As I said, we found this a lot harder because we have had our boys' name for probably as long as we've been together, which is over 12 years now. We've had this boy's name the whole time. It hasn't changed. We haven't budged. It's just always going to be that name. It was always going to be there, and it is what it is. So that's what is going to happen. If it is a boy, there's no wiggle room. That it is going to be that name, and we both still absolutely love that name. It's just like our son was always going to be called that. So yeah, that hasn't changed. So we then found it really difficult to come up with alternative boys' names for either just in case we decided we didn't like the original one anymore, or in case we were having twins, because as I said, IVF, increased risk of twins. But we managed. Adam actually only ended up being able to come up with like another 2. I came up with a few more because let's face it, I'm a girl and I think about this more in general. But yes, I'll go through those. So the first one is Alec, and that's Alec with a C, not an X. This is actually Adam's grandpa's name. And he's very, very close to his grandpa. He means a lot to him, and we've always kind of said like we would want to kind of honour him in some way if we had like a son in some way. So we'd actually said like actually if we have twins it would have been the other name and Alec. That was always like our second name. And Alex Sage actually sounds really cute. It's nice. It's a little bit different because it has the C instead of the X. And we both just really like it actually. And like whenever we say it to someone, like we actually really like Alec, we would want to put that there like, oh, did Adam choose that? And I was like, no, Lisa suggested it. And I was like, I really like the name, it's really nice. It could never have been Alex because I have an ex called Alex. So would have never been able to be that, just like we could never have named our daughter after like one of Adam's exes. But yeah, we really like the name Alec, and I think whatever happens we will try and incorporate it somehow, somewhere. It's, like I said, it's a little bit different, but it means quite a lot to Adam and us. It means a lot to both of us, and I know it would mean a lot to like his family and his grandpa as well. So yeah, Alec was always like our second choice to the other one. It was becoming quite a close contender, I have to say. It was getting there. Okay, the second name is a name that I have liked for a very long time. I think this was like, when I was younger it was always going to be Emily and this name. This was like before Adam. And that is Daniel. And this is where I'm going to have to tread very carefully because one of my best friends is married to a Daniel. So I still really like the name Daniel, and it was always going to be Emily and Daniel if I had like a boy and a girl. Those were always going to be the names when I was younger. And there is nothing wrong with the name Daniel. There's no like specific reason why we've said no. I mean, Adam is not as keen on it as the other names that we have, but also for me, I don't particularly like the name Dan. I love Daniel and I love Danny, I just don't really like Dan. This is where I'm going to be careful because that's what my best friend's husband likes to use, Dan. So it's just not like my favourite thing in the world, and I think there were just so many Dans at school as well. I was just like, I don't want a Dan, but I really like Daniel. It's a really nice boy's name, I think, Daniel. It just like, Daniel Sage would have like gone really nicely. It's nothing too like out there, but yeah, I just always really liked the name Daniel. But like I said, Adam's not as keen. I don't like the way that it's shortened, and yeah, that's it recently. It's still a great name. I still really like the name. So my next boy's name, Adam does actually hate. He really doesn't like it. But I really do. It's really annoying. He says it sounds like a dog's name. So I was like, right, when we get a dog, that's what we're calling our dog then. But yeah, the name is Riley, and I actually got this from National Treasure, the film with Nicolas Cage. I just watched it and like, I really liked the character of Riley. I just thought he was really cool, funny, and I just really liked the name, and from then I've been like, I really like the name Riley. And Adam was like, no. And I know you can have it for either boy or girl, and I was kind of hoping after we saw Inside Out, the Disney film, that, because the little girl in that is called Riley, I was kind of hoping that that might sway him, and he was like, still no, it's still happening. But I really like it. I feel like it's a little bit unique. You don't really see many Rileys. And I just thought it was quite cool, and like Riley Sage sounds really good. I think that sounds very cool, to be honest. I really like it. I don't see the problem, but no, apparently it's a dog's name, so when we get the dog that he says we're never getting, that's going to be called Riley. Okay, another boy's name, which is actually more of a recent one, is actually Finley, or Finn. I don't really know where this has come from, and yeah, I don't really know where this has come from. I really don't want to say Love Island, but that's the only thing I can think of. When I was reading about boys' names online, apparently this is becoming increasingly popular because of Peaky Blinders. I've never seen Peaky Blinders, so it's definitely not from that. But it might have been Finn from Love Island. Maybe, because this is very recent that I've actually really liked the name. And then somebody said it to me the other day and I was like, oh, I like that. I like Finley. Finley Sage is quite cute. So yeah, it's not something I've actually even mentioned to Adam because I know he won't like it. He won't like it, and he'll go like, have you got that from Love Island? And I'll be like, no. So yeah, I know he won't like it, so there is absolutely no point in me bringing it up to him, like, what do you think about this? There's just no point. But I just think it's very cute. I think it will work for like younger and older. I like Finn, the shortened version. So I don't really see like an issue with that. I just think it's quite cool. It's quite quirky. It's quite like a newer name. So yeah, I quite like it, but I know Adam wouldn't like it. And again, I don't like it as much as I like some of the other names on this list. So it would potentially be a backup, but not. And the last boy's name. This is a name that I actually really like, but there is a big reason why we won't use it. So the name is James. And if my brother-in-law is watching this, you are the reason we will not use this name. I really like James. James Sage just sounds, I mean that sounds weird now I'm saying it, but I just think James is a really lovely boy's name. It just sounds nice. It's just a really, I don't know how many times I can say this in this video, but it's just a really nice name. I think like a little baby James is cute, like an adult James, like I just really like the name James, okay? It's always been like one that I've really enjoyed. However, my brother-in-law, his name is Rogan James, and he has always said from like years and years and years now that when we have a baby boy, when he has a nephew, we're going to call it JR after him. So he wants us to call it James Rogan, and we've always been like, we're not calling it James Rogan, we're not calling it JR after you, because he's always said it. It's really put us off. So I was like, I really like that name, and now I can never use it, because if I used it he would think we were naming the baby after him, and that's not the case. It's just that we really like the name. So now I'm like, oh, can't use James. It's a great name. I really wish we could use James, but it would just give him too much satisfaction. It really would. We'd never hear the end of it. Okay, that is it. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what names you love from this video below, or like any other name suggestions. What names are you loving right now? Like, let me know. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all again very soon. So say goodbye, Mr. Panda. Bye.